In 1980, the New York Jets offense was sucked into a black hole, and the New York Giants offense was in complete disarray. Racing into the 1981 season, both teams' offenses appeared to be a wreck. Giants head coach Ray Perkins and quarterback Phil Simms were both in their second year with the Giants in 1980, and they had to be very creative in order to put points on the board, like lining up defensive end George Martin as a tight end. The Giants' offense was desperate for production, and their opponents knew it. Rookie fullback Leon Perry pitched back to Phil Simms, who fired to another rookie, number 88 Mike Freed, whose 21 receptions were fifth best on the team. The Giants had a 1-win and 8-loss record heading into Week 10 and shocked the Cowboys with a 38-35 victory. Phil Simms passed for 351 yards and 3 touchdowns. I will be comparing the Giants and Jets quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, and kickers, then provide a positional and overall assessment as to which team had the brighter outlook heading into the 1981 season. Both teams had 4-win and 12-loss records in 1980. One of the teams won 6 more games in 1981 than they did in 1980. Can you guess which one? Although Phil Simms finished second in the Offensive Rookie of the Year vote in 1979, he had a difficult season in 1980. He was sacked 36 times. His completion percentage of 48 was last in the NFL among qualifiers, as was his 58.9 passer rating. In 13 games played, he had 15 touchdown passes against 19 interceptions. "6'5" 200-pound Scott Bruner was the Giants' 1986 round draft pick from Delaware. In 3 starts, he completed only 46.4% of his passes with 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and an abysmal 53.1 passer rating. Another quarterback would have to be pretty bad in order to pick Sims's potential over his. But that quarterback was Richard Todd. He was age 27 in 1980 and in the prime of a player's career, yet Todd showed very little improvement from his 1976 rookie season despite playing in 60 games. He was sacked a career-high 42 times, third most in the NFL, and his 62.7 passer rating was 28th out of 30 qualifiers. I give a slight edge to the Giants quarterbacks because they were young and had opportunity for growth, while the window of opportunity for Todd's growth was rapidly closing. In 1980, he started all 16 games, had 17 touchdown passes, and an NFL-leading 30 interceptions. Opening day 1980 was a special one for Phil Simms because he threw 5 touchdown passes in a 41-35 win. 4 of those strikes went to number 83 Ernest Gray. The 6'3" 195-pounder made the 1979 NFL All-Rookie team. In 1980, his 52 catches led the Giants, as did his 777 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns. Ernest Gray was basically all the Giants had as a receiving threat, as he was their only player to have more than 400 receiving yards or 3 receiving touchdowns. Number 25 is running back Elvin Garrett, and this was his first NFL touchdown. He was converted to wide receiver in 1981 and was a member of the 1982 Washington Redskins Super Bowl winning team. Tight end Tom Mullide caught 28 passes in mostly a reserve role. Gary Shirk was the primary tight end, and he only caught 21 passes. Between the 2 tight ends, they only had 3 touchdown catches. Here Sims did his best Fran Tarkenton scrambling impression and connected with Larry Heater. His 10 catches didn't complement well with his 360 rushing yards, which was incidentally the second highest mark on the team. More on that later. Richard Todd's receivers get a huge nod over that of the Giants receivers. Number 80, Johnny Lamb Jones, was the second overall pick in the 1980 draft. Even though he only caught 25 passes in 1980, his 19.3 yards per catch was reason for optimism. 76% of his catches were for first downs, so he could move the chains when he caught the passes. Wesley Walker was another game breaker at wide receiver. From 1977 through 1980, he averaged 23.0 yards per catch on 124 grabs. Unfortunately, he only caught 18 passes in 1980 because he was on the injured reserve list with a thigh injury and only started 7 games. Running back Clark Gaines went on the injured reserve list October 7th through the end of the season with a broken leg. Despite only playing 5 games, he was second on the team with 36 receptions and 3 touchdown catches. Running back / kick returner / punt returner Bruce Harper led the Jets with 50 catches with an impressive 12.7 yards per catch. He was age 25 in 1980, and he led the NFL in kickoff return yardage each year from 1977 through 1979. At only 5 foot 8 inches and 174 pounds, the Jets utilized him sparingly as a runner with only 45 carries in 1980. The Jets selected wide receiver Paul Darby in 1979's 12th round, and this is his only NFL touchdown. Heck, it's one of only 3 catches he made. His 5 foot 10 inch height may have been a factor. Number 38, Billy Taylor, was the main focus of the Giants' rushing attack, if you can call it that. Billy Taylor completed his 3rd NFL season in 1980 and only averaged 3.66 yards per carry during that time frame. His 580 rushing yards led the Giants, who finished with the 4th lowest team rushing total in the NFL. It's not fair to place all the blame on the Giants running backs for the team's poor rushing game that was 2nd worst in the NFL with only 3.6 average yards per carry. When defensive tackles like Gary Big Hands Johnson charge unblocked into your backfield, your running backs don't stand much of a chance. Taylor's 30-yard touchdown came on a 4th and 1 play with only 1 minute 57 seconds left, and it gave the Giants a 27-21 lead and ultimate win. The Giants' running game was bad. Besides starters Billy Taylor and Larry Heater, all they really had were 3 washed-up cast-offs who combined for only 236 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. What a complete mess. All they did to address it was to draft a 4th-rounder out of a small school. Before I discuss each team's kicking game and 1981 key draft picks, Let me tell you how each team improved from 1980 to 1981. The Jets improved from a 4-12 team to a 10-win, 5-loss, and 1-tie team due to a better overall offense and defense, while the Giants won 5 more games almost entirely due to their defense, which was the second most in points allowed in 1980 to the third least in 1981. That's the Lawrence Taylor effect. Scott Durking led the Jets with only 567 rushing yards. He was a 5'10", 218-pound power horse, but he had completed his 4th full NFL season, which spells red alert for most running backs from that era. From 1977 through 1980, fullback Kevin Long's statistics were in free fall. His 355 rushing yards were second most on the team, and there wasn't much hope for much more in 1981, so the Jets drafted Freeman McNeil 3rd overall in 1981's draft. The former UCLA running back had good size, speed, and power. With the Jets' second pick, they drafted the University of Minnesota's Marion Barber Jr. He packed plenty of power onto his 6'3", 224-pound frame. Going into 1981, the Jets had a huge advantage over the Giants at running back. Kicker Pat Leahy was in his 7th season with the Jets. He'd go on to play 11 more years for them. From 1974 through 1980, he made 64.5% of his kicks, but only 2 of them were from greater than 47 yards. Joe Danello was in his 5th season with the Giants, and he had a bigger foot than Leahy. From 1975 through 1980, he made 6 of 19 field goals from 50-plus yards that included an NFL-long 52 yards in 1978. He only made 59.4% of his kicks overall, so I'll take Leahy's much higher accuracy over Danello's long-distance kicking. The Giants drafted Lawrence Taylor 2nd overall in the 1981 draft, which was great for their defense. To help their offense, they drafted tight end Dave Young, a Purdue All-American as a senior, who at 6'5", 242 pounds, figured to be a starter. They selected Arizona State wide receiver John Mistler, who had 53 catches and 11 touchdowns during his senior season. In the 4th round, they nabbed Cliff Chapman out of Central Oklahoma, which was far too late in the draft to address their out-of-control fire at the running back position. Heading into the 1981 season, it appeared that the Jets had the far more promising offense, primarily due to their advantages at running back and wide receiver. Please click the like button and add a comment. I'd appreciate it. And as always, thank you for watching.